My pregnant sister accused me of cheating, then her water broke. The warm breeze carried the scent of grilling burgers and summer roses as I reached for a paper cup of lemonade. My graduation party was in full swing, laughter spilling into the alley, fairy lights twinkling overhead. Then Lily appeared by the punch bowl, her hand pressed against the swell of her belly, face pale. "Seriously, Mia, why are you all over Ethan?" she demanded, voice cutting through the music. I froze. "Lily, what are you talking about?" I asked, lowering my cup so it didn't slosh. The tang of lemon hovered on my tongue as I saw Ethan's jaw tighten by the DJ booth. The beat of some pop remix stalled mid-drop. "Don't act clueless," she snapped, cheeks flushed. She took a wobbly step toward me, wincing as a contraction rippled through her. "I saw you leaning in, giggling at his jokes. Whispering." My heart lurched. "Lily, come on," I said softly, stepping forward. "You've been checking your phone all night. Did you see a message or something?" She shook her head, eyes glossy. "No, it wasn't a scream. I saw you. Your hand on his arm." She swallowed, voice breaking. I can't believe you do this at my party." Around us, guests murmured. My best friend Jess paused mid-selfie, brow knitting. My mom hovered with a tray of cupcakes, frosting wobbling like it couldn't decide whether to stay sweet or turn sour. I felt the smooth tile under my sandals, cool and grounding. "It's my graduation, of course I'm celebrating," I said, voice steady. "You know how much I owe Ethan for his help with my cap and gown zipper last week." I lifted my dress hem to show the repaired seam. "He fixed it in 2 minutes." Lily's lip trembled. "He was at my house then." She pressed a hand to her belly, breath catching. "You went to his place?" I blinked, taken aback. "Only to get the zipper. I came back through the side gate." I glanced at the hedge where Ethan's headlights had faded. "You texted him to come back here." Her eyes darted to the glowing screen in her hand. I thought you two planned it," she whispered, voice raw with panic. Ethan rushed over, concern etched into his features. He knelt beside her, brushing a loose strand of hair behind her ear. "Lily, please. Mia's telling the truth." He spoke gently, hand warm on her arm. "I never left your side." Lily looked up at him, confusion and hurt warring on her face. "Then why did my phone ping your location at her driveway?" she asked me. I swallowed hard. "I didn't touch your phone," I said, voice low. The hum of cicadas drifted through the patio screens. "Someone's messing with your GPS." A distant cheer went up as my roommate Kate launched confetti from a popper. Glitter drifted like fireflies, but Lily didn't smile. She cradled her bump, lips parted in a silent plea. I stepped closer. "Let's figure this out together," I said, reaching for her hand. The rough cotton of her maternity dress pulled between my fingers. "I'd never betray you." She flinched, pulling back as if my words were small stones. "Then who's at my house?" Her voice quavered. "Because I'm about to go find out." Ethan rose, brushing cupcake crumbs from his pants. "Why don't we head inside?" he suggested, tone firm but kind. "Let's sit somewhere quiet." I glanced at my mom, who nodded, lifting the cupcake tray like a peace offering. Jess hovered with her phone, ready to capture the next moment, but hesitant now. As we moved through the stringlit path into the house, I felt the music's bass thump through my chest, sudden and insistent, like my own pulse. My white tassel brushed my shoulder, a reminder of the celebration that had turned to confrontation. Just inside the door, I paused, looking back at Lily, pale under the lantern light, cradling a storm of fear. I took a steadying breath. Tonight I'd have to clear my name, and somehow fix whatever glitch, or scheme, had turned my sister's love into suspicion. The hallway smelled of fresh paint and party balloons. With Ethan on one side and Lily on the other, I braced myself. The real conversation was about to begin. I still have that faded snapshot of us at Pine Lake, Lily beaming in her high-waisted shorts, me clutching my diploma, Ryan diving off the dock in the background. We were a trio against the world. Tonight, As the living room filled with half-empty plates and balloons with drooping ribbons, Lily slipped in carrying a small gift bag. She didn't hug me. Instead, she brushed past with a clipped, "Congrats, I guess." My heart sank, her usual warmth replaced by a chill I couldn't ignore. Earlier that day at her baby sprinkle, I'd almost skipped it, my thesis edits piled up, my own party on the horizon. But I showed, handing her a big sister card. She tucked it into her purse without a thank you, glancing at the door like she wanted to bolt. Now, as I refilled Lily's vase of daisies, I spotted her phone light up, a terse message to Ethan. "Need you away from her." She hit send before I could warn her. The hint of betrayal tightened my chest. Mom fussed over the snack table, her floral apron stained with frosting, unaware of the text that made Lily's fingers tremble. I forced a smile and asked, "Want more punch?" She shook her head, eyes darting to Ethan across the room. He gave me a quick nod, supportive, confused. I winked back, trying to ground us both. Then the stereo cut out mid-song. Muffled questions rippled as Lily's phone buzzed again. "I'm at your house now." She froze, pale under the fairy lights, as if the words burned on her screen. Ethan grabbed her arm gently. "You pinged my location?" he asked, voice low. "Why?" She swallowed, voice barely audible. "I thought." Her sentence broke as a contraction hit, pain echoing in her gasp. "Lily!" Ethan's concern flared, pulling partygoers' eyes. I slid to her side. "Are you okay?" She shook her head, tears glinting. "I need answers." I glanced at the balloons, their helium voices whispering deflated goodbyes. Somewhere in that moment, I realized Lily's jealousy wasn't about me, it was about her fear. Fear of being replaced by a newborn, fear that a sister's joy would eclipse her own. Ethan squared his shoulders. "Let's step into the kitchen," he suggested. "We can talk quietly." Lily nodded, clutching my hand for balance. As we crossed the threshold, I caught Mom's worried gaze in the hallway mirror, realizing this party was no longer about me. It was about saving a sister's trust before it shattered completely. Inside the kitchen's warm glow, I let Lily lean on me. Tonight I vowed I'd stand by her, no matter how deep her doubts ran. The last stragglers had drifted off by the time Ethan offered, "Need a ride?" His keys jingled, and I blinked in surprise. In my heels, the pavement seemed miles away. I nodded, grateful. "Thanks." Outside, the night air was thick and still. Crickets chirped. Ethan led me past the garden gnomes and through the side gate. I lifted my gown to avoid the grass, recalling Lily's earlier glare like acid on my skin. We reached his hatchback. He opened the door for me. "Be careful," he said, voice low. I sank onto the leather seat. "I will." When he slid in, his phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen, brow furrowing. "It's Lily, she wants me back." He pressed decline. "She's nervous." His eyes softened. "But don't worry, I'll drop you right at your door." I forced a smile. "You're the best." I wondered if Lily's fear ran deeper than jealousy, if becoming a mom had left her raw, every perceived slight an open wound. The drive was quiet, save for the hum of tires on asphalt. My mind replayed Lily's words, her trembling hands, the pinged location. Someone had stitched a web of doubt, and my sister was caught in its center. Ethan eased the car into my driveway. The porch lights spilled onto the steps. "Here we are." He shut off the engine. I climbed out, smoothing my robe. "Thanks again." I reached for the door, but pause froze me. From the hedges, Lily burst out, phone raised like a weapon. "What are you doing here?" I jumped back. "Lily." She thrust the phone screen at me, an old screenshot stamped with tonight's date and a GPS icon. "Ethan at Mia's home." I swallowed. "That's not a real live ping." I held up my phone, showing the empty Maps app. He was never there tonight. He dropped me off, and then stayed here. She backed up, every step betraying pain. "Then who sent that?" My chest tightened. "I don't know. But it wasn't me." Her face crumpled. I saw your messages. She brandished another screenshot. My name, Ethan's, and a heart emoji. Right here. I recognized the filter. Our group's April Fool prank. That's fake. Someone tampered with your chats. She staggered back, eyes wild. I trusted you. Before I could answer, Ethan's voice called from the car. Mia? Everything okay? Lily turned, confusion and relief mixing in her gaze. He's here? I exhaled. Yes. For you. She let out a shaky laugh. Her breath caught in a contraction. She sank to one knee, pressing a hand to her belly. I lunged forward, catching her arm. Let's get inside. As we hurried up the steps, the porch light flickered, silent witness to the night's fractured trust and the first steps toward mending it. The next morning, Lily's porch was drenched in dew and the scent of lavender from the garden below. I knocked softly on her door, my heart pounding so hard I could feel it against my ribs. She opened the door in slippers, hair mussed, looking exhausted. Ethan stood behind her, arms crossed defensively. I held up my phone. I tracked the GPS, I said gently. It shows only your device pinging my address. No one else. She blinked, rubbing her temple. So, the pings were fake? Her voice cracked. I nodded. And those screenshots, your chat was edited. I offered her the group chat log on my screen, showing the prank's timestamp. See? That heart emoji came from April Fools. She sank onto the wooden bench, head in her hands. I feel so stupid. Ethan moved beside her. You're not. He handed her a mug of hot tea. You were scared. She nodded, tears slipping free. I'm terrified of losing you and the baby. When I saw those messages, she swallowed. I thought you'd choose her over me. I knelt in front of her, heart aching. Lily, you're my sister. You always will be. I glanced at Ethan, who gave me a small nod. And he's yours. There's nothing between us except family. She looked up, eyes red. I planted myself next to every photo of you too, she admitted. Wanted to catch you in the act. I pressed her hands. You scared yourself into believing it. She shuddered. I panicked. Her gaze drifted to the porch rail. Then my water broke. My breath caught. Ethan gently guided her back inside. Let's get you to the hospital. I steadied her as we crossed the threshold, the summer morning giving way to a brighter day. In that moment, amidst fresh fear and raw honesty, I realized our true test wasn't the accusation, but how we rose together from its fallout, stronger and more united than before. The corridor lights were harsh, fluorescent tubes humming overhead as we hustled Lily through double doors and into the triage bay. Nurses bustled around us, a flurry of scrubs and worried voices that blended into a distant roar. Ethan guided Lily onto the stretcher, her face pale but determined. I hovered at their side, heart hammering like a drum in my ears. A nurse clipped monitors to Lily's wrist. Pressure's fine, but we'll need to get her into labor quickly, she said, voice professional but kind. Lily squeezed my hand, eyes wide with fear. Am I okay? She whispered. I knelt beside her. You're strong, I told her. We've got you. Ethan pressed a kiss to her forehead, whispering something about love and being right there. I felt tears sting as I watched them. So much history between those two, threatened then fiercely reaffirmed. Behind the curtain, a doctor appeared. Ms. Turner? Ms. Turner, she said, touching my arm. We need you to step outside. My chest tightened, a cold knot forming. Why me? Then it hit, the scripted confession, Lily's fabricated evidence, had to be unmade one final time. Outside, in the waiting area, anxious family members muttered prayers. I spotted Mom pacing near the windows, her phone clutched like a lifeline. I approached her, voice low. She's okay. They're moving fast. Mom's shoulders sagged, relief washing over her features. I'm so sorry, she sobbed. I should have done more to protect you both. I pulled her into a hug. We're here now, I whispered. That's what matters. Inside the room again, Lily's voice drifted through the curtain, breathy but firm. Mia, promise you'll be there. Ethan nodded, tears pooling under his glasses. I slipped in beside them. Always. The doctor's voice cut through. Push when you're ready. A moment later, muffled cries filled the air, a newborn's pained, perfect wail. I felt my eyes blur as Lily exhaled in relief, Ethan wiping tears onto the hospital gown. They placed the baby in Lily's arms, tiny, bundled, fierce in her new voice. Lily's tears fell unchecked as she cooed. Welcome, little one. Ethan reached over, kissing the baby's forehead. This is our world, he murmured. You're the best part of it. I knelt beside the bed, brushing back a strand of Lily's hair. You did it, I said. You both did it. Lily looked at me, her gaze clear and grateful. Thank you for never giving up on me, she said softly. For seeing me. I shook my head, voice catching. You were scared. But you told the truth. That's brave. Ethan and Lily exchanged a look, forgiveness in his, gratitude in hers. In that unguarded moment, every doubt, every tear, every misstep evaporated in the haze of new life. A nurse peeked in. Family pictures? She suggested gently. Ethan winked at me. After. He turned to his wife. Let's welcome her home. As the three of us gathered, Lily cradling her daughter, Ethan's hand on both our shoulders, I realized the real climax wasn't the argument or the betrayal. It was this, love so fierce it survived every lie, every fear, every test. And in the hospital's quiet aftermath, we found not just a new baby, but the rebirth of our family bond. The late afternoon sun slanted through Lily's nursery window, painting the room in soft gold. I watched her cradle the baby, tiny fingers wrapped around her own, and felt the weight of what we'd survived settle into something gentle and unbreakable. Ethan sat in the rocking chair, humming an old lullaby our mom used to sing. His arm looped around Lily's shoulders, her head resting against his chest. Every now and then he'd lean in to kiss her temple, and the baby would stir, tiny yawns stretching across her newborn face. I cleared my throat softly. Mind if I finish the mural? I held up a paintbrush dipped in pale blue. The wall already showed our three silhouettes entwined in vines, big sister, mother, newborn, each curve an echo of our story. Lily smiled sleepily. Please. Her hand fluttered toward mine, then settled back as the baby dozed. I stepped forward, brushing the final strokes of golden leaf onto the vine. It shimmered in the late sun. There, I said, stepping back. Now it's complete. Ethan stood and joined us, wrapping an arm around both Lily and me. The three of us looked at the mural, a portrait of our journey from doubt to this quiet unity. I spotted a small heart etched into the mother silhouette, Lily's addition from last night, when she found me painting by moonlight. Outside, the garden gate squeaked. Mom appeared with lemonade on a tray, her apron streaked with paint from helping me earlier. She beamed at the mural. It's beautiful, she whispered, handing out cups. I took a glass. To family, I said, lifting mine. Ethan and Lily followed. We sipped the tart lemonade, the cool sweetness a reminder that life moves forward, even after storms. Lily's gaze drifted to the crib, where our daughter nestled against a plush bunny. She brushed a strand of hair from the baby's forehead. I was so afraid, she admitted, voice low, that I'd lose you both. Ethan squeezed her hand. We've never left you, he said. Not for a second. I reached out, laying my hand on Lily's. We're stronger now, I said. We'll face whatever comes, together. The baby stirred again, tiny coos filling the air. Ethan rocked the chair gently as Lily laughed, a soft, relieved sound. The tension that once knotted our hearts had melted into this moment of simple peace. As dusk draped the world outside in lavender, the lantern on the porch flickered on. Its golden glow seeped into the nursery, mixing with the mural's warm hues. I realized then that our story wasn't defined by that one night of jealousy, or the crisis that followed. It was defined by every moment we chose to stay, to speak the truth, to forgive, and to love. And under that lantern light, with the baby safe in her mother's arms and the evening humming with promise, I knew our family had truly come home.